And welcome back to the My Big Dream podcast. I'm your host, Rachel Baker, and I'm so glad you're here. The theme for today's episode: you are allowed to live the life of your dreams. Over the last few weeks, we've talked about a lot. We've talked about alignment, we've talked about choice, we've talked about clarity and about becoming. And today, I want to bring it all together with one simple truth: you are allowed to live the life of your dreams. Not someday, not after you prove yourself, not when everything is perfect, but now. So many people spend their lives waiting for permission to want more, permission to change, permission to choose differently, permission to take up space in their own life. They wait for the right time, they wait for approval, they wait for confidence. But the truth is, no one is coming to hand you permission. You have to give it to yourself. Here's what I see happen over and over again: people know something feels off, they know they want more, they know they were meant for something different, but they talk themselves out of it. They say things like, I should be grateful. Other people have it way worse. Maybe I'm asking for too much. Now's not the right time. And slowly, quietly, they shrink their dream to fit their comfort. Not because they don't care, but because they don't feel like they're allowed. Let me tell you something clearly. Wanting more doesn't make you ungrateful. Wanting different doesn't make you disloyal. Wanting growth doesn't mean you failed. It means you're listening to yourself. And that voice, the one that keeps nudging you forward, that's not selfish. It's clarity. Everything we've talked about in this series comes back to one thing: choice. You can choose to keep drifting. You can choose to stay comfortable. You can choose to wait. Or you can choose to live intentionally, you can choose to listen to what you want, and you can choose to build a life that actually fits you. Yes, you. Not the life you were told to want, not the life that looks good on the outside, the one that feels right on the inside. So I want you to pause with me for a second and ask yourself, without judgment, what would my life look like if I let myself want what I want? Not what's practical, not what's expected, not what feels safe, but what you want. Because clarity isn't about having all the answers, it's about being honest enough to ask the right questions. This is exactly why I created the My Big Dream book. So many people feel guilty for wanting what they want. So guilty that, in fact, they don't even take the time to dig deep to figure out what they want. And when you take that time, I promise you, you will see for yourself that it's not selfish. For me, I want to be a good mom. I want to be present. I want to laugh with my family. I want to eat meals with my family. I want to go on vacations. So when I really dig deep to what it is that I want, I see now that it's not selfish at all. My mom told me recently, because I asked her, I said, Mom, what do you really want? And she said that when she took some time to think about it, because it's hard work. It's hard work to sit still and figure out what it is you want, because you you come up with all these excuses not to. You feel guilty for doing it. Why should I even want these things? But I say that to say this. My mom wanted to be able to send cards to her grandkids and to her family. She loves to send little goodies, little bracelets, little bookmarks, stickers. She's so She's always, since I was a little girl, she's always written me notes and wrote me cards that were words of encouragement, and that's who she is. And when so she sat down and she thought about what it is she really wants, and it was like, how can you say that's selfish? That what she wants is to be able to pour into others. So take the time to figure out what you want. It might actually surprise you. Not as a plan, not as a checklist, not as a productivity tool, but as a reset. Place to slow down, to get honest, to reconnect with what matters to you right now, to stop drifting and start choosing. Because when you're clear, decisions become easier. When decisions become easier, life feels lighter. Also, know this, that your life works in seasons. And I'm not talking about summer, winter, fall, spring. Yes, those are seasons, and we work in those seasons as well. There is a time, like right now, I know with all that I am that I'm supposed to be running a toy store. It's what we're doing as a family, and this is the season of my life right now. And I still have things that I want, things that I want to accomplish, but this is a in this season, this is what I want. That might change in 5 years, in 10 years. It might change in 2 years. I don't know. But in this season, it's important to be clear on what you want. So when you figure out what you want, it doesn't mean that that's forever. It doesn't mean that you're sitting down and figuring out your entire life. You are allowed to change your mind. You're allowed to want different things after you've wanted something, if that even makes sense. You might sit down and figure it all out, and in 30 days, you're like, "Oh, wait, maybe I want this now," and that's okay, because guess what? It's your choice. It's your life. So in closing, you don't need permission from the world, and you don't need to have it all figured out. You don't need to be fearless. You just need to be willing to listen, willing to choose, willing to believe that the life you want is allowed, because it is. And we have an affirmation. This one's a good one. I am allowed to want more. I am allowed to want more. And I'll leave you with one closing question. If I gave myself permission today, what would I choose? Let that question sit with you. And when you're ready, choose from a place of clarity, not from fear. All right, you know what to do. Like and subscribe this video. Jump on the I Am Rachel Baker website. I have a free guide there for you. As well as if you have not got your copy of the My Big Dream book, they are available on Amazon. Just search Rachel Baker, My Big Dream. And until next time, go get those dreams.